this is Lady Boulay, and I hope you're having a most marvelous day. Thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your thumbs up, for your comments, and thank you for sharing the videos. Thank you for all you do to support the channel. And yes, we are commanded to love one another, whether we want to or not, or whether we agree with each other or not. As we know, Nikki Haley, former governor of South Carolina, daughter of Indian immigrants, is running for president of the United States. And because the Republican field is so weak, I call it a weak field of candidates, Nikki Haley, who acts like she has a modicum of common sense, has been climbing in the Republican polls. She's climbed all the way up to second or third in the polls of the candidate Republicans would most likely vote for in the primaries. So she's been doing pretty well in the Republican polls. She speaks well, and because she is the daughter of immigrants and they do tend to do well in school, she actually learned something in school. Unfortunately, she didn't learn what the cause of the American Civil War was, or she didn't state it in a town hall that CNN had a few weeks ago. So she sort of danced around the issue of the major cause of the Civil War. Now the question was, why did that question come up in the first place? Of all of the things that are going on in the world right now, why would somebody ask her what the cause of the Civil War was in the middle of a town hall when America is involved in basically two wars, and we have a serious immigration problem going on in the United States? We have a situation going on with a deficit and whether or not the government is going to be funded for another year. So there are a lot of things going on, but somebody saw it important in a town hall meeting to ask her what the cause of the Civil War was. And she danced around the issue and danced around the issue. And finally, she asked him, well, what do you want me to say about slavery? Which was the worst thing that she could have said. But she was trying to avoid the issue because she knows as a Republican candidate, the last thing that she wants to do is say that slavery was the cause of the Civil War, which it was. But what the pundits are saying is that if she said that the cause of the war was slavery, then that would have got her into a whole discussion about reparations, and it would have taken her down a rabbit hole that she really would not have been able to recover. So she danced around talking about the cause of the Civil War was about freedom and how government was going to behave, some little nanny goat type stuff that didn't make a whole lot of sense. But she dodged the issue. So then it became about Nikki Haley and whether or not she's a racist and what she didn't say about slavery, to the point that then she had to come back and say, well, she had black friends when she was a child. And that didn't go down well either, because black people are like, what? You had some black friends when you were a child, but you don't have any now? But all of these things are intentional. These questions that are being thrown at her are very intentional, because Nikki Haley has a secret in the background that they know about that she hasn't mentioned that they want to bring to the forefront. Nikki Haley has a black son-in-law, and they want that brought out because her political rivals know that when she acknowledges that her daughter married a black guy, that's going to knock her out of the Republican primary, or if not knock her out, it's going to knock her down a notch. So they want her to have to acknowledge that, and she's refusing to do that. But Nikki Haley has a black son-in-law. Now, Nikki Haley is of Indian ancestry, just like Kamala Harris is. Kamala Harris is not ADOS or FBA. Her mother is Indian and her father is Jamaican. But that Jamaican references that one drop of black blood. So she knew that the minute she tried to call herself white, as Nikki Haley has been doing, that people are going to go dig into her background and say, no, you have a black Jamaican father, so you're black. So Kamala Harris just came on out with it from the start, so she doesn't have to explain it. And she got to be the vice president of the United States, the second highest in command in American government, by acknowledging that she was black or that she had black ancestry. So I think Kamala was smarter. Not that I think Kamala is great and not that I think anybody should vote for her. I'm just saying that if you know you have something in your background that people will try to weaponize against you, the smartest thing to do is come on out with it from the beginning. And that way you don't have to duck and dodge and sneak and hide. You already got it out there. You've already brought it out there. And another thing about non-white immigrants, especially the ones that are trying to pass for white, they think that white people are going to let them slide in under the radar if they're not black. But they won't, because we saw with Nikki Haley on CNN, Bakari Sellers was talking about Nikki Haley and called her a white woman because that's what Nikki Haley has been checking on her boxes of racial identity. So Bakari Sellers called her a white woman, and Caitlin Collins, who is a white woman, came back and quickly corrected Bakari Sellers and said she was a woman of color. I just read an article the other day by a New York Post writer, Philip Bump, who called her an Asian because of her Indian ancestry. So she thought, I think, that she was going to slide in under the radar and white people were going to accept her as a white woman. And we're seeing that that's not going to happen either. So now Nikki Haley, I don't know how she's going to handle it, because they're not going to rest until she acknowledges that her daughter is married to a black guy. And not just any black guy. Her daughter went to Clemson University, and so did her husband. So he's no scrap. You know, he's no buster. He's an educated black man, but he's still black. So I saw this article from one of the blogs, and it says, Nikki Haley's relationship with son-in-law Joshua Jackson. And there's the family. And they're standing there in a respectable family portrait. The daughter looks a lot like her mother, but much shorter. And she's just beaming. So she seems like she's very happy. And the black guy, he looks like a kind of a nerdy, not bad looking black man. But this is Nikki Haley's family, and then she has a son. So that's what she's going to have to present to the public. And here's the wedding photo. So apparently they are really married. And Nikki Haley's holding on to son-in-law's arm, and the brother is beaming on the side, and the father is beaming on the other side. And the daughter always looks happy. So this is Nikki Haley's family. And it is my belief that by the time this picture makes its way around America, across America, if it hasn't already, it's going to change some minds. Now that's what I believe. And that's what I believe somebody like Ron DeSantis is hoping for. Because she's been biting at his heels. And she really is a better candidate than he is. So naturally, they're going to play the race card that always wins in America. Now this daughter, her name is Rena. I don't know what to say about her. Because she knows her mother's political ambitions. And she still picked this guy for a husband. And he picked her. And they're not a bad looking couple. And it's one thing I've noticed about a lot of these young Indian women. They are picking black guys. They used to go for the white guys. I'm not sure what happened, but they seem to be flipping the script a little bit. I even know somebody in a class that I go to whose son is married to an Indian woman. So it looks like it's getting to be a thing. But anyway, this is Nikki Haley's son-in-law. And I'm not trying to be messy at all, but I think it's a fair observation that I can make as a black American. Where is his family? I've been looking all over the internet for his family. I can find many pictures of him with the Haley family, but I haven't seen any picture, even the wedding pictures, the ones that they've released, do not have any black people in the picture. So just asking for a friend. So this article says, we're about to dive into the intriguing and seldom discussed aspects of Nikki Haley's family life. You might know Nikki Haley as the formidable former governor of South Carolina and the United States ambassador to the United Nations. But how well do we know her family dynamics? Get ready for some surprising insights into her relationship with her daughter, Rena Haley, and son-in-law, Joshua Jackson. While Nikki Haley's political prowess has been on full display, the personal dynamics within the Haley family have remained shrouded in mystery. In this article, we embark on a thrilling exploration of the lesser-known aspects of this influential family's life. Now, they just want to reveal that her daughter is married to an African American. While Nikki Haley's public life has been well documented, there's more to her story than meets the eye. Enter Joshua Jackson, the son-in-law who has become an integral part of the Haley family. Despite not being in the political spotlight, Joshua's presence has added warmth and depth to the family dynamic. Joshua Jackson's life has largely remained private, yes, away from the media's prying eyes, yes. Yet his close relationship with Nikki Haley speaks volumes about his character and the genuine bond he shares with his mother-in-law. Okay? In the fast-paced world of politics, it's heartwarming to discover the genuine relationship that exists behind the scenes. Nikki Haley and Joshua Jackson's connection is a reminder that, beyond the public eye, there are moments of love, support, and genuine care that define the lives of influential figures. See, the reason you know this is bogus is because if they were going to talk about her private life, they should be talking about her life with her daughter and her son, if not her husband. A son-in-law is not, he shouldn't be the center of their life. It should be her children and her husband, and then they could bring him in. This is why they're disguising what they're trying to do as making him seem like such an important figure in her life. So it's clever, but it doesn't work for me. Now, he looks like a nice young guy. He looks like the kind of guy that anybody would want their daughter to marry. He's educated. He seems nice. He's committed to getting married. That would be about what you would want for your daughter if you want your daughter to get married. But this is America. And whenever a black person is thrown in the mix, it changes the dynamics. I'm just saying. So who is Joshua Jackson? Joshua Jackson might be often confused with the popular actor of the same name. However, this Joshua Jackson is actually the son-in-law of Nikki Haley. Joshua Jackson is a black American living in South Carolina. Joshua Jackson is a math teacher and high school football coach who played on the Clemson University college football team. According to his LinkedIn profile, he mentions he is a hardworking, devoted, and intellectual individual who is passionate about human relations, marketing, sales, and teaching. He is also part of several organizations that have helped him develop his skills to be an educator. So again, he seems like a decent young man, but I believe that the politicians, the Republicans, are wanting to force her to bring him forward. And I hope she does, because eventually they're going to find out about him anyway. I believe that the Republicans keep bringing up race because they don't want to say that she has a black son-in-law. They want her to say it. Because if they say it, it's going to make them look like what they are, racist. So they want her to say it. And, we'll just have to wait and see how this plays out. But I believe that's what they're trying to do. But y'all let me know what you think about this. Do you think that they're trying to make her bring him forward in hopes that it will work against her to make it look like she's batting for the other team? She's on the side of those blacks. Now, I could be wrong. I could be overthinking it. So y'all let me know what you think about this. Thank you for listening. Subscribe to the channel. Give me a thumbs up. Leave a comment. Share the video. And as always, have a great day.